Welcome back to The Buzz, and as y'all know, I'm Jackson.
And I'm Lorelai.
And it is now November, baby. Wow, man, this year's gone by so fast.
And yet, so slow.
Too slow.
At the same time. I feel like for the last couple of years it has been going really slow with everything going on.
I like how we just, phrase it as, with everything going on. You just lump everything together.
Well, we do. It just feels like time has been passing very weirdly for the last couple of years, if that makes any sense at all. I don't know.
I mean, I know what you're talking about. Time has not been passing any differently than it would any other year, but it feels like it has.
Yeah.
It feels different.
Well, anyway, so November is here, and it's so funny because for the longest time, it felt like it was never going to get here. It was so long away. But now it's finally here. We're in November.
And then there's December, and 2022 is here. Wow. I cannot believe it. That's crazy. I can't believe how far we've come. It's like so close, too. And it's November, of course, turkey season and not Christmas. It's not your season yet. You'll have your season when it comes out.
Actually, I think that's kind of an individual preference.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. You can't just skip right over Thanksgiving like it doesn't exist.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that we should skip over Thanksgiving. I mean, trust me, I like Thanksgiving as much as the next. But, I mean, what's wrong with either celebrating Christmas up until the week of Thanksgiving and then celebrating Christmas right after? Or why can't we celebrate both at the same time? Like, what's the issue with that?
Well, I don't find anything wrong with celebrating it. It's just the fact that I have to listen to 3 months of Christmas music on and off the radio for 3 months out of the 12 of the entire year. You know how maddening that is? You just can't do that.
According to who?
Me.
You?
Maybe.
Again, it's a personal preference. I just say, let people celebrate whatever they want to celebrate. If people want to celebrate Christmas for 2 months, then let them. If people want to wait to celebrate, they can do that too.
Like a normal person.
It's up to them. But in the meantime, don't worry, Jackson. We're not going to talk about Christmas on The Buzz until after Thanksgiving.
Hey, I win!
Whether I do that in my own personal life is none of your business. Although, I will tell you anyway that I have been listening to Christmas music, and it is just a fabulous
I know, I've
time.
seen you be jamming out in your car to All I Want for Christmas. Well then,
But we also can't forget that there's a lot going on in November, that it's not just Thanksgiving, you know? For example, there's Veterans Day. Also, November is Native American Heritage Month.
See? You're right about that. And considering both of those things, you can't blame me for not liking people who just, skip straight to Christmas, because there's so much other stuff to celebrate in this month. There's so many other things.
I understand that.
They're just overshadowed by Christmas.
You also have to remember that even if people do go straight into Christmas, they may also celebrate those other things too. It is possible for people to celebrate 2 things at once, you know?
Well, yeah, I know that. I mean...
He said so begrudgingly.
I did not.
And speaking of other things to celebrate, today we're going to dive into Native American Heritage Month.
That's right. Today we're going to be talking about, Native American tribes from Louisiana, because we have a lot, and the history of a couple of them, because there is a lot of them. So get ready, get a snack, cuddle up next to the fire, and buckle in.
All of this coming up right now on The Buzz.
Get your notepads ready. As we mentioned, there are several Native American tribes that are indigenous to Louisiana. The American Library Association, ALA.
Why did you do that?
I'm just trying to be formal. Recognize the following tribes of Louisiana. Now, before I start naming these, I would like to just address the elephant in the room and just say that if I mispronounce any of these wrong,
Which you most likely will.
which I will, I do not mean any kind of disrespect whatsoever in my mispronunciation. I am just trying to say them to the best of my ability, which is not very good.
It's okay. That's a pretty nice disclaimer.
Yeah, I just want to show some respect. Anyways, with that out of the way, the tribes that are recognized by the ALA include the Chitimacha tribe of Louisiana, the Chitichata tribe of Louisiana, so close, the Jean Band of Choctaw Indians, the Tunica Biloxi Indian tribe of Louisiana.
There's also the Adai-Caddo tribe, the Biloxi Chitimacha Confederation of Muskogee, the Choctaw Apache tribe, or community of Ivar, Clifton Choctaw, Four Winds Tribe, Louisiana Cherokee Confederacy, Grand Caillou Duloc Band, Isle de Jean Charles Band, the Louisiana Choctaw tribe, and Point O'Sheen Indian tribe, and of course the United Homa Nation.
Like I said, there is a lot. Louisiana actually has the most recognized Native American tribes than any other southern state. While, every single tribe deserves recognition, of course, especially during Native American Heritage Month, which is this month. But we're going to take just a quick moment to talk about some history for just a few.
Yes, like, for example, did you know that the Chitimacha tribe of Louisiana is the only tribe to still inhabit their original homeland?
I did not know that.
The reservation is near the town of Charenton.
Oh.
They influenced much of the southeast region of Louisiana as English settlers came, but later they were embroiled in a 12-year war against the French in the early 18th century. As a result, members were enslaved and killed and displaced south and westward. Throughout the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the tribe pushed for land titles from the United States government, but only a few hundred acres in the form of a trust were provided in 1916. And since that point, the Chitimacha have purchased additional land in the area and today own over 900 acres. It used to cover from the Atchafalaya Basin all the way to the Mississippi River. One of their traditions is basketry with swamp cane, where they use zoomorphic names such as worm track and blackbird's eyes. The only colors used are red, yellow, and black.
Interesting. We would also like to mention a little quick history about the United Homa Nation. As our LEIA director and leader, Miss Joni Hughes, is a very proud member of this tribe. The United Homa Nation is a very proud and independent people that dates back all the way to 1682. They're closely tied to the water and the land of their ancestors. It wasn't until the 1940s when Homa children were allowed to attend school. And even then, it was not good quality education. They only went up to 7th grade level, and the teachers were not qualified.
This caused the family of the Homa Nation to seek education in other places. They moved to Jefferson Parish, St. Bernard Parish, and Plaquemines Parish in effort to attend those schools. This caused a huge tribal settlement in these parishes that still exists today.
However, even though they were granted equal education rights in 1965, very few Homas were able to graduate. They were faced with horrible discrimination in these public schools, and rather than dealing with this, many decided to go ahead and pursue work as fishermen, as they were originally known for, and this is where they thrived. Others chose to preserve and they continue to fight against the discrimination and still continue to fight against it to this very day. In 2008, the United Homa Nation held their first Celebrating Abilities powwow, which continues every year to this day. Many of them live in coastal marshes today. They focus on a subsistence economy and heavily make use of the resources they have around them to survive. They also carry this into their art, where often the things made reflect nature and use materials immediately accessible to them, primarily around them.
Like we said, every single tribe that we mentioned deserves recognition. But for now, we're just going to cover a bit with these few. But Native American Heritage Month is all month. So if you have some information about one of the tribes we mentioned and you'd like to hear us mention it on the buzz, let us know. Leave some info in the comments.
Once again, thank you so much for watching the episode, and if you want to learn more about some of our local tribes here in Louisiana, please feel free to do your own research and learn as much as you can to show your respect for the troubles and the hardships that these people have gone through. Yes,
it is Native American Heritage Month all month, so if you want to pay your respects, then be sure to go back in this video. We listed all the tribes. Look them up and do your own research. I mean, that's the least you can do, right?
Yeah.
Also, next week we are going to be doing, we're going to be highlighting another November holiday.
One that I feel is gone very underappreciated recently.
Very
Veterans Day.
Yes.
And I will be telling you all about it next week. I'm very excited for
Yes,
it.
very exciting. Now,
With
back to
that
that
out of the way.
Back to that Christmas thing.
No.
I really feel like
No, absolutely not. You
No,
cannot.
because
No,
people should really have their own make their own
3
decisions.
months! 3 months of Christmas music. Do you know what
I
that
just-
does to somebody?
But you don't
I
need
will
the
be-
music
I'll
to
be
celebrate.